Hello and good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Leave It Love the channel. So and this one it's 8:04. 8:04 in the morning. And I'm just like, yo, it's mad early. It's early, but it's like I'm thinking, because I'm always thinking, cleansing. I'm big on cleansing yourself, your spirit, everything. It breaks hexes. This much, it breaks hexes, breaks curses. It's like whatever they do is just not gonna work. You know, me, I made the video yesterday and it was about the herbs. I looked up herbs, like a whole bunch of herbs, because with the spiritual splash, with this splash, I have herbs. There's herbs in here, straight herbs, but it's for healing. It's for healing you. But it's like you don't know what's in here, and then there's no label of ingredients and stuff. That's why I put it. I put it like this. Like it's in a printout of ingredients. It has a lot of ingredients. It's 5 pages of ingredients here, but I do try to go into like the meaning of the words, not the meaning of the herbs and what is their purpose. Then I'm like, I could write it for you, but then I'm like, how would you believe me? So I'm like, you know what? Let me look it up. Let me look it up for you, and like screenshot it and like make a video. So I did that. I was just trying to do that. It's just so that you could know like what's in here, because there's more stuff in here. The only way you'll know what's in here is when you order and you get the ingredients. You'll be like, oh my god, like this is gonna, it's for everything good to come into your life. And then I'm big on cleansing. I've been doing this for years. And then I'm thinking, like growing up, when I was growing up, you know, I think I spoke to my mother before I was put in foster care, and she was like that we're all witches, or not all, no, we are witches, right? And she's like, people gonna come for you. They're gonna come for you. They're gonna try to kill you. And I'm like, no, they not. I had mad friends. I had people everywhere. I went everywhere. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I was like, I didn't believe her. This was like I was 13, 14. I was young, and then she told me, you know how you gonna know when who did the negative work is when they die. I was like, what? She's like, pay attention to people. She's like, pay attention to people when they die, because that means that they were the ones doing negative work. She's like, they can't touch you. They can't harm you. They can't do anything to you. And she's like, they're not going to like you. I was like, everybody love me. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, no. She's like, yeah, you'll see. Like, maybe like when I got older or I hit 16, that's when like the stuff started changing. And then it's like I had to learn this shit. I was like, what the fuck? But I learned the herbs, and I learned early that when you do negative work, it's gonna come back to you. It's gonna affect your children. If you have children, it's gonna affect the future. It's gonna suck the life out of you. You're gonna look old. You're going to look old. You're gonna look crazy. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna have a lot of problems. Yeah, that's how I was taught. That's why I don't do negative work. People do shit, and I'll cleanse and I'll remove it, and this thing, I still have the scope touch. So it's like, it's on, but it's like the Velcro is like making noise. But what was I saying? So the black magic spell work. It's spell work. Because everybody does shit. They do shit with lemon. They do shit. It's regular conversation. Throwing people in the freezer. Put them in the freezer. Write their name in the paper and put it in the freezer. Stop them. Block them. You know, this was normal conversation. But it's like it drains you. It sucks the life out of you. These people look old. They look old. They're trying to stop your life, and then they look old. Their hair starts falling out. Their hair's thinning. That's what they call it, thinning. Your hair's thinning. And sometimes people just have hair conditions. But when people Other people have, they just do shit and they don't understand that it's gonna come back to you. It's gonna suck the life out of you. You're gonna look old. You're gonna look crazy. Your teeth will start falling out. They don't know this. I don't know why they don't know, you know? But that's how I was taught. That's why I don't do this shit. I don't do it. I'll sit here and I'll cleanse myself. I'll do the return of Sunday. Like I used to, no, I didn't hex or curse people. No, it was like I was always removing the energy from myself because I don't want to look old. I don't want to look crazy. I don't want my teeth to be looking crazy or my skin, my hair to fall out or something. So I was like, yo, I'm not doing what they do. So I was always cleansing myself, you know. And then I just watched these people. They start dropping dead one by one. They start dropping dead, and I'm just like, wow, they look crazy. Like if you see them, they look crazy. They look old. They look old. They look crazy. They have health problems. They have tumors. They have cysts. They have all kind of health issues. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, health is important. Health is important to me. Like I take care of my health and I don't do shit to people because I don't want that to come back as in my health. It's like I like working out, I like the gym, I like to eat healthy, but I still, I like food. I like to eat. So and then it's like, return to senders is just something that I do as my daily routine. And you know who died? I was waiting to see who gonna die, who is gonna drop dead. But that's how I know who did the work. And my cousin, it was my cousin, and we grew up together. Like we would be in the same house together. It's like we were all born in November, so November 2nd. I'm November 5th, and my sister is November 7th, and we were all Scorpios. And then it's like, I never thought it would have been her. I thought it was my sister. I was like, yo, my sister is fucking crazy ass. Like, I didn't know. I thought it was my sister. And I would talk about it with my daughter. And she's like, your sister wouldn't do that to you. I was like, you don't know how people are. And then, but when I talk about this shit, it's like, it just sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. But I know when people die, it's because they're the ones that were doing the work. It's not, people die every day, but it's like people that's in my life, that's family, that's, connected some kind of way. Oh, and we the same age. Like, no, I'm 46 and she was 47 years old. And she died of cancer in her ear. Cancer in your ear. I'm like, in your ear? You can get cancer. I was like, in your ear. It's just odd, for it to be in the ear, It's spell work. And then she's had it several times. And then it came back. But she still kept doing whatever she was doing. She didn't stop doing whatever negative work she was doing. So the cancer kept coming back. I'm like, if she would have stopped doing what she was doing, because she was doing negative work, I can never prove that. She's the only one that's going to know. Everyone else is going to stick up for her. Everyone else will call me crazy. Everyone else will say something negative about me. But it's like, I just know better. I just know not to do this shit because I'm not going to be looking crazy out here. I'm not going to be looking ancient out here. I'm not going to be looking fucked up out here. And then it's like, I don't want anything to happen to my children, Like when you have children, your children are your pride, your children are your joy. And it's like, and I want them to be successful. I want them to be something and do something that they love. I don't want them to be trapped. I don't want them to marry young. I was married young and dumb. I'm like, don't be fucking young and dumb. I was like, get your shit, get your life, do something with yourself, be something, make money. And I was like, make some money before you sit there and you think about being in a relationship. I was like, you fucking crazy. I was like, get your life. I was like, once you have a child, your fucking life is over. And they was like, what? my life is over. I was like, yeah, your life is over when you have a child. Because I was like, when I had the kid, I was like 24, 24. And it was like, I had to just stop everything. And my life was like over because I had the kids and then married young, divorced young. I was in my 20s when I divorced. It didn't work out, but I had a baby daddy. It's the husband, it's the ex husband. But it was like, it was just petty. He was childish. It was hell. I was always in the police station. It was always a problem. It's just always a problem. It's just something I never want to experience in my life again. That's why I stayed single, because I didn't want to single. I didn't want to have to deal with a person and then I have to deal with the fucking ex. I don't have to deal with this ex no more. It's like this ex is not a part of my life. The kids are grown. They 22 and 23 now. And then it's like I don't have to deal with the shits. I'm like, I can do whatever I want. That's why I'm like, yo, the summer's coming. Like, all these good things are coming. The kids are big. Spell work. People do spell work, but I can't prove it. I can't prove the spell work. I just gotta look at them die. Look at them die. Look at them crazy. Look at them get crazy. Look at them with health issues, health problems, and I'm just like, and then they age. They age terribly. They look bad. And I'm like, this is why I never wanted to be like these people. They looking fucking crazy. I'm like, yo, and I'm trying to do things. I'm trying to go places. I'm trying to, and then they looking all kind of fucked up. And I'm like, yo, that's because they doing magic. They doing spell work. They're doing spell work, but you can't prove the spell work. I can't prove that. So I'm just talking, right? But then look at them die. Just look at them die. Look at them get sick. Look at them have all kind of problems. You on medications for the rest of your life. Sexual energy. Your sexual energy is important. That's why you're not supposed to be out here fucking everything, because then you're gonna get sick. That's karma. When people get sick with an STD, or they get sick with an uncurable disease, and it's from fucking around. And it's like, that's karma. I see it as karma. I see sickness as karma. I see it as, what did you do? What have you been doing? What did you do to somebody? Because what a sickness is karma to me. To me. But whatever. It's like, I could talk about this this all day. Every day I could talk about this shit. But the thing is, people lie. They lie. They will never admit to anything that they do. And it's like, you just look at them lie to you. And then it's like, you see them lying to you. I see them lying to me. But then what shows me that they're not a good person is what they looking like. Oh, you're not supposed to be looking at people and how they look, or what is wrong with them, or they kind of fucked up. Yeah, you're not supposed to be judging them. But it's like things happen. They try to mess with your stability. They end up homeless. They don't have nothing. They want to stick drugs on you. They want you to be, I don't know, an addict, or they want you to be a whore. So, and then it's like they end up being an addict. They end up sleeping with anything. Men, women, a horse, a cow, whatever. It's just like, oh my God, they end up with diseases. They end up with mental health issues. Mental health is, for me, it's like backfire spell work. But you can't prove that. It's like, I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I'm just telling you like where how I think. Everything is spell work. Then the people are gonna lie to you. Oh, I don't do that. I don't do those things. Oh my God. Well, don't think that of me. But then they looking crazy. They looking crazy. Like, why you looking like that? And then you're not supposed to say nothing. Like, you're supposed to see these people looking crazy and then not say nothing. Not notice that they're balding. It's you know, spell work. It affects the future. It affects your life. It affects your looks. a little bit of your looks, your age. It just sucks the life out of you. And then people start aging badly. They start aging bad. I'm like, yo, like what the fuck happened? We didn't like what happened? And it's like because it's the things that they do, can't prove it. Then they lie about it. But then when you look at their life, it tells you everything. What is the motive? They want money. They want something from you, or they're jealous of you, or they don't like whatever way you are. They don't like it, so they want to have you all the way fucked up. That's where this all stems from. You don't like a person, you hate a person, you're jealous of a person, you want to be like them, or you want money. There's money in it. How the fuck is money in it? There's money in it. Who gets the money is who did the spell work, is who's doing the shit. Look at that. Nobody wants to look into this shit. I'm like, yo, this spell work is crazy. It's crazy. And then it's like, how can you talk about it if everyone lies about it? You know, the only way you know who is doing spell work, who is doing shit, is because it's how they looking. You gotta pay attention to how people looking. You looking crazy. You looking crazy. Your teeth, you missing teeth. You looking. Oh my God. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. That's all I can say is just pay attention. Take care of yourself. Sulfur Soap. I learn from people doing stuff. I learn from practitioners. They do shit. How do they protect themselves? I asked them, how do you protect? That's how. Let me get the sulfur soap. I didn't know. I didn't know the sulfur soap is used for cleansing. I didn't know the sulfur soap is used by spiritualists to cleanse. I didn't know that. But when I talk to spiritualists and they tell me sulfur soap, so they didn't even tell. I had to look it up on my own. Sulfur soap. My sister's a practitioner. Her husband's a practitioner, and that's the only soap they use to get the negative energies off. I'm like, negative energies? Like, what kind of energy? They doing stuff, but they're not going to tell you what they doing, but they're going to cleanse themselves like they didn't do nothing, and nothing's happening to them, right? And then people start going through health issues, health problems, and they start aging badly. They have body odor. Body odor. You know, it's an odor that comes from within your body. It comes from, it's in your hair. Okay, hair is stinking. It's like, it's just a smell. It comes from inside of your body. It comes from your breath, hot ass breath. It's like, yeah, like pay attention. Just pay attention to this shit. You think it's normal. It's normal. And that's not normal. You're not supposed to be stinking in your private parts. Your private parts are not supposed to stink. A man is not supposed to stink. A woman is not supposed to stink. Yeah, we have natural things, but you're not supposed to stink. Like you stink and you blow up everything. It's like, oh, what the fuck is that? You're not supposed to be smelling like that. Like the smells, odors. I pay attention to odors. If you fucking stink, yeah, nah. I don't want to be around you. You know? But that's just me. And then it's like I pay attention to what a person's looking like. Like you're not supposed to look at people, right? Like I'm not looking at you no kind of way, but that's how I know what you doing. Because you're not gonna tell me. You know, I have to sit there and figure it out. Because you're not gonna tell me. I have to figure this shit out. Like, why are you looking like that? Why you smell like that? Why? Why? Like, you know, people get sick. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because sometimes it's the spell work that they're doing, or people are sending sickness spells to them. So, and then it's like magic is everywhere. Everyone does spell work. You know, people in the hospital, they know when it's spell work because it's something that's incurable. It's something people don't get it. You don't get it all the time. It's not common. And when someone has a certain disease, is you know, it's like, oh, oh, it runs in the family. I don't know. It's like, just pay attention. I'll pay attention. I'll pay attention to everything. Like, you all right? You healthy? You okay? How's your bloodline? What runs in the, like, come on. Like, what is it? What's going on? Like, you got to look at this. Like, it's not, everybody's going to lie to you. Everybody is going to lie to you. And they're going to tell you they don't do anything. But then look at their life. Are they going through things? Are they homeless? They missing teeth? They looking crazy. They stink. They looking ugly. Like, I don't know how to say it. They just look crazy, ugly. Like, what the fuck happened to you? You wasn't looking like that. Like, you wasn't looking like that. Like, what are you doing? What did they do? You know, when they do death spells, then they live with the guilt of the person that they love passes away. And it's like, it's crazy. I've seen people pass away from a brain aneurysm. I'm like, it's a brain aneurysm. It looks like a natural thing, right? That's spell work. That's fucking spell work. A heart attack. You having heart palpitations, heart issues. That's spell work. To me, it's spell work. But it looks like a natural cause. You have, what is it? Something natural in your body. That's why it's like, cleanse your body, drink water, cleanse yourself. You have to take, like, purge. Is it purge? This thing. Water is good for you. With my throat, I can't talk. It's they don't want me to talk. They don't want me to talk. And I'm just like, it's crazy because it's like they sit here and they do the spell work all my life. They've been doing spell work. And they think that you're just not gonna know. That you're not gonna pick up like how to protect myself. You think I'm not gonna figure this shit out? Like, I'm not gonna learn the herbs. I'm not gonna learn nothing. I'm just gonna sit here looking stupid. No, I'm gonna fucking cleanse myself. And I'm gonna return this energy back to whoever is putting it out there. And then their life gets flipped upside down. A series of unfortunate events, sickness, death. It's a whole bunch of shit is gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. And then it's like they sit here and they play like, you don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't do nothing else but my spiritual thing, my spiritual work. I'm always looking for information. I'm always doing research. I'm always looking things up of how to protect myself from spiritual things that I can't prove. I can't prove shit because everybody's lying. Everybody is lying. This courthouse, that's another issue. Everybody lying in the courthouse and nobody does their job. Nobody does their job. And it's like, I just have to endure it. I just have to be okay. I have to cleanse and protect myself because they all doing shit, but I can't prove that. I can't prove the spell work. I gotta just act like everything is fine. And it's just like, oh my God. Oh my God. But it's fine. Like, did you die? No, I'm still here. I'm still here. Other people dying though. They dying. They dropping dead. They sick. They having incurable diseases. And I'm just like, wow. You know, that's how I know who is doing the work. That's what my mother told. My mother told me that. Pay attention to who dies. Pay attention to that. Because the one, when they die, it's because it's them doing the spell work. They was doing the spell work. I was like, why would they do it? And she was like, they just gonna do it. It's the energy. It's the devil energy. And they have it. They embody it. They gonna do shit. They won't even know why they doing it. They just do it. And they die from this shit. And it's like, yeah, that's how I was brought up. They just die from this shit. You just look at them die. And it's like damn, like another one bites the dust. Let's see who's next, right? Let's see who's next. Like, pay attention. Pay attention to who dies. Pay attention to who gets sick. Pay attention to what happens to people. Pay attention. Yeah, that's how I was taught. Pay attention. Pay attention. Don't judge nobody. Don't judge nobody. Don't say shit. Because they're going to argue with you. They're going to deny it. And then they're going to try to make it look like you crazy because you're talking about it. And I'm like that's what they're going to do? Like, yeah, that's what they're going to do. So you just look at this shit. That's how I was taught. You just look at this shit. That's why I was like, I just look at this shit. Just look at this shit. Look at this shit. You can't prove nothing. You just look at them drop one by one. They start dropping dead. They start getting sick. They start going through things. They start going homeless. They go mentally insane. They start having all kind of problems. And then problems with their own children. Because whatever they're doing, it affects your children. So whatever negative work they do, it affects their children. So it's like they're affecting their future. They're ruining their future. They're ruining their bloodline. That's why I was like, don't do this shit. Don't do it. Everybody does it, but don't do it because you're going to ruin your life. You're going to ruin your kids' life. You're going to ruin their future if you sit here and you play in black magic. That's just how I was taught. That's why I don't do it. I know it. I know about it, but I don't do it because I know it's a curse. I know it's a curse. I have children and I want them to be successful in life. I want them to be happy in life. And I don't want to ruin their future because of something that I did. So it's like, you know what? Give it to God. God is real. Get closer to God. You're going to need God. With this double energy, you're going to need God. God is the only way for this work not to work on you. When you're doing negative work, it's like the work is just going to like disappear. Nothing's going to happen. So it's like they do work. They send it to you. And then you send it back to them. And then it's like y'all both doing slow work. So it's just going to go, it's a back and forth. Nothing happens. But when you sit there and you give it to God, like, you know what, they did this to me. Like they did that to you. Then you give it to God, cleanse yourself, pray. You do a return asunder. God gives it to them 10 times worse. That's what happens. God fights your battles and it's 10 times worse for them. So somebody could be doing stuff to you and then you're doing stuff back and forth. Nothing is going to happen to each other because they both doing spell work. So nothing's going to happen to them because they're both doing spell work to each other. That's why it's like, just leave people alone. When they doing negative work, leave them alone. Don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with them. Like, nah, I'm going to do something else with my life and my time. Do something else because you can't prove it, but it's like you have to learn. You got to know better. You got to know how to protect yourself, heal yourself, and be a better person. Just be a better person. Don't hurt your children. Don't destroy your future. You can destroy the future trying to fight battles. Just give it to God. Like, you know what? God, I got closer to my ancestors. All this spiritual warfare, I got closer to my ancestors. I used to want to be an Ifa, but it's like they don't help you. They all demonic over there. So I'm like, oh, I just need God. And then I'm like, praying to God, talking to God, and then I'm like, I need my ancestor money. It's Asian concept, ancestor money. It has been around for many years. It's not a new thing. So, and then I just started looking into ancestor money, and it was just a way for me to connect to spirit. I wanted to be connected to the spirits. I'm a spirit. I've always been spirit. I've always been witchy, but it's like I needed like a master. I needed somebody to help me, and nobody would help me. Nobody ever helped me. I had to learn everything on my own, teach myself, because nobody would ever help me. They all tried to kill me. That's what happened. They all tried to kill me. I'm like, yo, this is some shit. But it's because you're powerful. When you're powerful, people see that and they get scared, or they don't want you to know that they don't want you to know how powerful you are. So they'll just fuck with you. But they don't know the more that they fuck with you, it's like it's just making you stronger and it's waking you up. It's just waking you up. That's all it's doing. It's making you stronger. It's making you want. You're just gonna defend yourself. You're not gonna let nobody play with you. I don't let nobody play with me. I don't let nobody play with me. They sit there, they do whatever, they say whatever. It's whatever, you know. But to learn takes time. It takes years to learn these herbs and things and the spiritual properties, how to cleanse myself. That took years. That wasn't overnight. That was practice. Practice makes perfect. You know, ancestor money. I've been burning ancestor money for years. For years. It hasn't been a long time. It has been since I started the YouTube channel. And it's like it just takes time to learn things, and learn is magic. I'm gonna come back and do the return of senders. I just wanted to talk about it, the spiritual aspects. That's why I talk about ancestor money, and I talk about spirits, and I talk about the black magic. I talk about this shit because something happened. Something happened to you. Like, what the fuck happened to you? Something happened. And I had to protect myself, and I had to take care of myself. I had to cleanse myself, because we all go through things, but you're not gonna know how to protect yourself unless you go through it. You have to go through it. I don't know. Black magic is not bad. It's supposed to be used to help people, but people use it to harm other people instead of help them. Like, you're supposed to be helping me, and then they doing everything to go against me and hurt me and have me all the way fucked up. And I'm like okay. Like, okay, that's just another one off the list of friends. I don't got no friends. I don't have no friends. Nobody can call me, look for me. Nobody can tell me anything, because I'm not gonna be there. And life goes on. Life goes on. And I'm gonna come back and do the return of senders in another video. I just wanted to talk about it because it's like, this girl's, her funeral's tomorrow. I'm not gonna go. I'm not going to that. I'm just like, it just shows me who was doing the spell work, and I'm like it was you, like it was this one, this whole time, and it's probably others too. But when you die, when people die, that's how you know who did the work, and it's like it was someone I didn't expect it to be. That's what it is. I expected it to. I thought it was my sister. And then it's my cousin. And I'm like, but it could be my sister. But then I'm like, I don't know. It could be my brother, my mother. It could be anybody. But when they drop dead, that's how I know. That's how I know who did it. Now they're going to be praying to God, praying and begging to God to forgive them. I'm like, I don't have time. I don't got time for people in this shit. This, like, y'all not tired of doing this? Like, they looking crazy. Their skin is looking crazy. Their hair is looking crazy. It's like their body looking crazy. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like okay. And I'll stay away. I'll stay away. I was like, I don't want to be around it. And it's okay. Like, I didn't die, right? I'm still here. God is real. Ancestors are real. Spirits are real. Live with love. And thank you for watching. I know I talk a lot. Drink your water. Bye.